Hello everybody, I hope you're well. Now, structural stacking or body stacking is a bit of a buzzword at the moment within the martial arts community, and at our recent summer camp, Clyde Sensei, who is also a bodywork practitioner, asked for a couple of volunteers and did a bit of a structural or a postural analysis just to look at the habits people kind of carry with them and how minor adjustments can greatly improve our efficiency. Now, I hope you find this useful. If you do, smash the stuff below, and thank you for watching.
In any martial art, we're talking about stacking because we stand on our feet, our shins are over our ankles, our knees are over our shins, and anything that comes out of line means we're now burning energy to stand up. We don't want them locked back, but we don't want them too far. But once we start to look at the blocks of a person's body as a whole, anyway, thanks for coming out and volunteering, and it's difficult. So can I get you to stand full side on to the camera?
Side on?
Yeah, one way or the other. So can you see that the shoulders are behind the hips? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I could say is get your shoulders forward. And what does that mean? Does that mean she pulls the shoulders forward? And the spine is still back? And what's that giving her? Round shoulders? Yeah? So I could say that. Or the easiest way I would suspect we change that is I would say bend forward slightly at your hips. So see, she changed to the heels, the whole body came forward. Okay, it didn't change at the hips. Did you see that happen? But she is more upright at this stage. But I would also suspect that the muscles that run from the front of her pelvis down, so that's these inside muscles here, are too tight, and probably her front muscles, the quads, the central muscle of that, the rectus femoris, comes up to the front of the pelvis. So if I was to tell her to try and twist her pelvis forward, she's going to find that really difficult because her muscles are just tilting her pelvis back. The other way, because the muscles are tight, they're tilting her pelvis slightly front down, top forward. Okay, and she can only change that by bending her knees a little bit. So I'm going to get her to sit and seize up. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Now her head is pretty straight up, which is fairly good. I'm going to grab someone else later who has their head forward. And what I would say to her in this position, it should be very easy for her to, actually, that back is a lot straighter now just because she sat down and it's taken the stress, the tilt forward out of her pelvis. So that, I would say at this stage, she's in good position. Nicely stacked, head is slightly forward. Okay, note it, yep, don't move your head. Okay, because if I say pull your head back, just pull your head back, notice her whole body went back. Did you see that? And not only so, so I would tend to say, from this, I want you to come up in the chest, down at the back. Okay, don't try and pull your head back. So up in the chest a little more. Okay, and now hinge forward from your hips only until your shoulders come back in line. And you notice that's brought her head up? Because her head sits on top of the chest, and just bringing your chest up, if you pay attention, will bring your head back because it changes the angle of this block of the body. And because she's sitting on her heels, she can quite easily just rotate her pelvis a little because when I do that movement there, I create a bigger arch in my back. But because I'm on my on my heels, I can then rotate. You'll feel your pelvis is a lot more free to rotate forward and back when you're on your heels. So you can rotate your heels underneath you. Can you go and do that in front of the camera if you don't mind, please, Joe? Now see, she is completely changing the nature of her lower spine, whether it's curved inwards or curved outwards. Do it again. Okay, because there's not a lot of tension in her leg muscles holding her pelvis stable. And that gives you a much better idea. Now, again, if you're happy just staying there, because your position is very, very similar to Henrietta's, now even as we speak, she's dropping her shoulders back a little. So possibly shoulders, no, the shoulders are fairly nicely stacked. I want you to now bring your chest up. So just think, and you can only do that by arcing your entire spine. So your entire chest box, if you call it, needs to rotate slightly that way. So, and that will bring the front of the chest up. Yeah. Now you see how much straighter her head came, just from a very slight twist of the chest cavity, or whatever you call that, the thorax, the upper body. So does that feel different to have your head up higher? Because there's always a psychological content, and a lot of people drop their chest because they don't like to be visible. They don't like their head up. Okay? And so, just to over-exaggerate it a little, but just get the experience, try and rotate your chest more. Yeah, like that. Okay? And you'll probably find you need to drop your head as if it's a hinge. So when I say to someone drop their head, what they do is they drop it from the bottom neck vertebrae, so their head goes down in a long arc. So when I want you to drop your head, what I mean is the back end of the head goes up and the nose throat goes down, so it stays in that posture. So when you bring your chest up, yeah, and then you want to lift up the back of the head and drop the nose a little bit till your eyes come flat in a flat plane. And this gives you an experience of what it actually feels to have your head properly stacked on your shoulders. And most people never experience that because they're slightly forward, and as soon as your neck is forward, the only way you can have your eyes level is to tilt your head up. And that becomes more and more exaggerated as people get older. Okay.